Hello and blessings to you today. My name is Chaplain Patty Jenkins and I'm a family life chaplain with the 63rd Readiness Division. In all the world, telling stories is unique to humans. Our personal and our shared stories shape who we become, what we expect from ourselves, and what we expect from other people. We all have the stories that we tell about ourselves when we meet new people, or maybe to help us sleep at night. Sometimes all we remember are the stories we use to beat ourselves up or to complain about the world. But the stories we choose to tell create our identity even more than what actually happened to us. I want to say that again. What actually happened to us is less defining than the stories we tell about it. I met a former service member this summer at a volunteer thing. He was wearing his branch cap, so my husband introduced the two of us. The man had served more than 20 years active duty, but the story he chose to tell was that he got out after being passed over for promotion. He clearly felt bitter and cheated. 20 years, and that was the first story he tells about his service. It may be the story he rehearses most frequently in his mind. And imagine the impact of rehearsing a story of bitterness and resentment for years. On deployment, as we were getting ready to come home, I worked with units to help soldiers think about their stories. What story could they tell a curious stranger to give them a real answer and make them go away? What stories could they tell to loved ones to help them share the experience? How did they want to think about their service when it was over? The pandemic time raises the same questions. What stories do you want to tell about this time 10 years from now? Stories of sadness and separation come up for me. Working at the hospital and patching in family members on the phone while COVID patients die is a story I will need to tell. Watching my mother-in-law deteriorate due to isolation and her sheltered Groundhog Day life at a senior building. Discord around the threat of the virus and what protections should or should not be taken is a story I will remember and tell. But I would be doing myself a disservice unless I also told the stories of neighbors being more neighborly. Stories of funny and encouraging sidewalk chalk messages from the kids on our block. The story of a coworker and her wife who did not have children making a pillow fort in the living room and watching movies all day on a Saturday. Stories of in-person gatherings shifting to online and suddenly including the whole world. Stories of kindness, creativity, generosity. These stories are just as true and powerful as the painful ones. And it's not a matter of looking on the bright side, it's honestly telling the whole story, not just selective parts. I encourage you to try this out tonight. Unless something really exceptional happened to you today, are you more likely to complain about something or to share the good stuff? It doesn't have to be anything more than, I really enjoyed my lunch. It was delicious. Give it a try. Tell your whole story.